Hi guys, it's Rob here, and in this next set of tutorials, we're going to be going over the curriculum for NJIT's IT 202 Internet Applications course. Keep in mind that these review sheets, some of them are by no means extensive or exhaustive, but they do cover a lot of the fundamentals you're going to need to know in these courses. Now, I took Professor McHugh's IT 202 course, the fall 2014 semester. Additional sources I've used to compile this review sheet are W3 Schools and also the PHP manual, the programming manual. Now, I also want to point out another resource, which is mean deviation for PHP syntax check, but we'll get to that during the section of PHP. And here's some of the key course notes. How do you add an image into a web page written in HTML? You do it this way. You open up the bracket, image, right, with an image tag. You do an image tag. Then you write src for source equals, and then you put the file path here, and then width equals, and the width that you want goes here. Now, how do you make a hyperlink in HTML? Well, you would just do a hyperlink tag, write that, and then you do href, right, equals, the file path goes here, and the descriptor goes here. Now, the descriptor is the text that the people are going to see when they click on. So it's a descriptive title. So sort of when you have a hyperlink, you don't just see the path sometimes, you actually see words as well instead of the path. And you click here to go to my website, you click there and it goes to that website. This is what the people are going to be clicking. There can be more than one form on an HTML page. Additionally, an HTML form transmits its data fields to a web server like the Apache server. A PHP program that uses data from an HTML form and the get associative array must know the names of any HTML input fields that it needs to access. A PHP program can access data sent by an HTML form based on the value of the name attribute. Right, so it goes by name. So notice here it doesn't say ID, it says name. Right, that's a key distinction there. A MySQL database can and must be able to concurrently be accessed by multiple PHP scripts originating from different users. That's one of the most fundamental requirements for a database server. Now, MySQL query is used by a PHP script to execute an SQL command, an SQL statement. A PHP program can execute any combinations of SQL commands. HTML, or hypertext markup language, is a markup language. Now, if you're going to test if an email checkbox in PHP, testing if an email checkbox in PHP, right, you would use an if statement, and if is set. So if email is set, then you print an email is requested. So if the checkbox has been checked, print an email is requested, else print no email is requested. That's just a basic check, but remember in here, if you want to take them to a web page or something when they click that checkbox or whatever you want it to do, that would be the code you put in here. Just these print statements are just to show you an example. Now, if you use the style tag here, create this label, which has these elements here. What I want to point out to you about this whole line here, right? So this would create a label with a red background, width of 60 pixels, and float to the left. What does float to the left mean? Well, the float property does two things. It left justifies labels on the HTML page, and it allows one to apply the width property to the CSS label. So you'll notice that the width property is here. If this float wasn't here, we wouldn't be able to access this width property. In terms of some HTML basics, all HTML documents must start with a type declaration. So this is your type declaration for HTML5. An HTML document itself begins with the HTML tag and ends with \HTML. Backslash is how you show closing tags for most of the tags in HTML. The visible part of the HTML document is between the body tags. HTML paragraphs are defined with the P tag. HTML links are defined with the A tag. Also, the link address is specified with the href attribute. Attributes are used to provide additional information about HTML elements. HTML images are defined within the image tag. And the source file, alternative text, and size are provided as attributes. Now we're going to stop here, and in the next video we're going to go over CSS, or Cascading Style Sheet Basics. Thanks guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.